What's up, everybody? This is Corn Beaner. E3 is coming pretty soon, and I've already ran through my Microsoft checklist and my Wii wish list and all these wish lists, and even Sony was the last video I did. Now it's just what I want to see from the development community all together, publisher side and development, all together. Wish number 3: let there be more fulfillments in these smaller DLC games. I played Skullgirls and I thought it was well worth the $15 that I paid for it. This is one of the few games where I actually purchased it and that $15 felt like 30 or felt like 40. It felt like a game that cost more than what I paid for it, and I love that feeling. I love that feeling like I didn't get ripped off. And it feels like with some of these smaller games, it's like, yeah, it costs 10 bucks, then you play, it's like, yeah, it's a $10 game. I don't know how to exactly tell you to make me feel more value for your game, but you guys are the developers, and this is one of those things where, make me want to spend the 15 bucks, because at the end of the day, it just feels like a $15 coupon on a $40 game or a $30 game that I played and just so fulfilled with it. I was like, wow, it's so great. That's what Skullgirls has done for me, and I believe up until this point, maybe Pixel Junk Shooters has done that for me. Those are pretty much the only ones I can think about that I've played that have fulfilled me that way. Again, that I've played. I know many of you be like, oh, what about this game, this game? I didn't play them. So out of the two games, or many of the DLC games, Pixel Junk Shooters and Skullgirls are really some of those games that I played. I was like, wow, these were really good games for what I paid for them, and I want more of that. Make it happen. Wish number 2. That's kind of hard. I guess my wish number 2 would be Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. You guys are pretty much the holders of everything, pretty much pricing, submissions, everything of that brand. Make it so these games aren't $60 anymore or $50 anymore. Bring down the cost to us regular people. The economy is bad. That's no secret, And I love video games, and I want to spend a lot of money on video games, but when I see a price of $60 on a video game, that automatically turns me off. The game that I spent 60 bucks on, I have to be super, super excited about. And I mean so excited that I just don't even care about that 60 bucks, and I'll buy it and play it and be fulfilled by it and be happy. But like other, I guess, lesser known games have no choice but to release that 60 because of all the fees and all the crap you guys make them go through. That you see these games and it's like 60 bucks. I don't know if I want to spend that much. Game being like maybe Kingdoms of Amalur, that Reckonings from Studio 38 is $60. From what I've heard from people who actually were interested enough in the game to pay the 60 bucks for it, it's a fantastic game. I'm not paying 60 bucks now or back then for a game I've never really heard about that looks okay as it started, and I'm just like, 60 bucks, no thank you. For 40 bucks, I probably would have bought the game day one, like, hey, this is pretty cool for 40 bucks, and maybe they could have sold more, maybe the studio would still be open. But as it is, there's a bunch of games that I just miss out and just fall through the cracks just because I don't want to pay $60. It's just too much money. And even for Nintendo, 50 bucks, I don't want to pay 50 bucks to do this shit. So going back to the Wii wish list, make it more core-like, and 50 bucks maybe won't seem so bad. But yeah, 50 bucks for this crap, no thank you. And for Microsoft and PlayStation, $60, I think it's just too much. I believe the sweet spot would either be around 40 and 50 bucks. AAA titles will be 50. Anything that's not considered AAA, maybe from a smaller publisher, smaller developer, would be 40. So they can move more units and maybe get their games out to more people. For 60 bucks, I mean, yeah, it's really $20, but that's a big difference. Wish number 2 would be, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, make it so we as a people, consumers, can afford more of your games, and perhaps that would let other smaller developers and publishers push more games to us, and they can succeed as well. And my number 1 wish would be inherited if wish number 2 actually takes place. But wish number 1 would be that some of the bigger publishers, smaller publishers, maybe not focus so much on trying to sell me a $60 game. I don't mind if I have to download the game or I have to do whatever, but don't make the game cost 60 bucks. You don't have to make them super big. All I really want is a fulfilling experience for 6 to 8 hours that I maybe spend $30 on. And if there's an online portion to the game, fantastic. Again, I hate to kind of be like a broken record, but like Skullgirls, I paid 15 bucks for it, and offline, local, or even online, I think the game was worth 15 bucks at least twice over. At least. I mean, for some of the bigger companies like Capcom, Activision, anyone that's out there that's so focused on selling me their next $60 title, stop with that already. Because honestly, most of your titles, in my opinion, most of your titles are not worth 60 bucks. Now, I can pay those games for like 30 or 40 bucks, even if I had to download them. There's a chance that I would actually do it. So stop trying to ram $60 price tag down my fucking throat and on my anus at the same time, and just try to ram a $30, $40 price tag down my throat, and maybe I'd be more willing to pay, I guess, that premium for those games. And then I guess my extra wish, ixnay on the extra wishes, but I guess the other thing I want to see is just, you know what, just more pushing forward of the community. I want to see a bunch of small games just kind of rise up and push and you know, make a run for King of the Hill with some of the smaller titles. I want some of these small games to kind of succeed in the level where, you know, maybe they only sell 1 million and 1.5 million, but considering that they were small to begin with, that 1.5 million is really like, you know, 5 to 6 million of the bigger titles. And, you know, little by little just kind of run up that hill to possibly take their place, you know, upon the hill, and kind of push down and slay Goliath, even for a couple of years or even for a few months. You know, just show them that, you know, there's a lot of power in your small development groups that just kind of have that love. Yes, this is a business. You want to make money doing what you love. That's what I do, and I'm pretty sure that's what everybody does. But as a small development, you know, there seems to be more love. I would consider smaller indie group developers as like home cooking restaurants, where you can kind of taste the love in a way. You know, you can play the love, and all these big corporate $60 juggernauts are like McDonald's and Jack in the Boxes and all this other franchise crap that, you know, makes more money than this, but at the end of the day, you're going to be more fulfilled with the home cook experience. And I want to see that kind of even out a little bit more, and I'm hoping we can see that in E3, and I'm hoping somehow, some way that takes place, and maybe there'll be announcements at E3 from some of these small developers that will show the strength of not being tied down. That would be great, actually. That sounds fucking awesome. So stay tuned, and hopefully you guys are still interested in my channel, and yeah, you know, I'm working still, so hopefully there'll be more giveaways. And as I said in one of my previous videos, it's not going to be just, you know, gift cards anymore. I'm hoping to give away games and maybe even a system. Who knows, if, you know, knock on wood, if my luck just happens to turn for the best and I can do that, I'll give away a system. You guys will know something good happened in my life, or my professional life, if I'm just giving away a system. If I happen to give away a system, you know something good happened. So keep your fingers crossed for me. I love you guys all, and I'll see you guys next time. This has been Corn Beaner. Bye.